This is absolutely unbelievable, my friend. Just when we thought we had seen it all, just when it seemed like this Raiders season had officially hit rock bottom and couldn't possibly get any worse, two massive pieces of information have just surfaced from behind the scenes in the NFL. And let me tell you, if these reports are true, we are looking at a complete overhaul. One of these updates directly involves the immediate future of our coaching staff, and the other could completely revolutionize our offense as early as next season. We are talking about decisions that will define the Las Vegas Raiders franchise for the next decade. I've managed to gather some details that haven't really gained traction in the mainstream media yet, and I am going to break down exactly why this news could represent the real turning point we have been praying for. But before I reveal everything, if you are a true member of Raider Nation and you're tired of the losing, do me a huge favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now so we can keep building this community together. Because, honestly, what you are about to hear could completely change how you see the future of this team. The 2025 season has been nothing short of a roller coaster, a nightmare, really, for the Las Vegas Raiders, with inconsistency becoming our absolute trademark. That painful, gut-wrenching 23-21 loss to the Houston Texans in Week 16. That didn't just hurt, it snapped something in the fan base. It only increased the frustration of a Raider Nation that is yearning, desperate for actual change. Now, sitting here with a dismal record of 2 wins and 13 losses, the Raiders are in uncharted territory, and head coach Pete Carroll's future is seriously threatened. You can feel it in the air. The rumors are circulating, the whispers are getting louder, and the question on everyone's mind is simple: will the Raiders pull the trigger and change coaches? And if they do, who on earth is brave enough to take over this mess? Well, brace yourself. Robert Saleh, the former coach of the New York Jets and the current defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers, has emerged as one of the leading candidates to replace Carroll. Now, stop and think for a second, could this potential change be the actual spark the Raiders need to finally revitalize their defense and bring some much-needed stability back to the franchise? Saleh's connection with the Raiders actually goes back several years. This isn't a new flirtation. Known for his remarkable, almost supernatural ability to revitalize struggling defenses, he has built a reputation as one of the most challenging and intense defensive minds in the NFL. It is no surprise that the Raiders have been impressed with his work from afar. There have even been rumors in the past that the Raiders considered him a potential successor to Carroll way back when. Back then, Saleh chose to return to the 49ers to rebuild his stock, but with the Raiders now standing at a massive crossroads, his name is being pushed to the top of the list again. Just look at what he did recently. Last season, Saleh's work with the 49ers defense was simply spectacular. Despite facing a series of crushing injuries, he managed to maintain a unit that was competitive, efficient, and scary to play against. His ability to adapt to challenging situations and produce elite results with limited resources was a crucial factor that caught the Raiders' attention. Now, with time running out amidst another disappointing season, the Raiders brass may see Saleh as the perfect candidate to revive a defense that has been one of our biggest weaknesses for years. But we have to be honest with ourselves here. The question remains, will Saleh succeed where so many others have failed? We can't ignore his time with the Jets, which ended with a dismal record of 20 wins and 36 losses. That record raises legitimate concerns. Despite his undeniable success as a coordinator, his tenure as the Jets head coach was marked by dysfunction and poor performance. The Jets never managed to truly recover under his leadership, leading many to question whether Saleh is truly ready to take on another head coaching project, especially one as volatile as the Las Vegas Raiders. As we face our own massive challenges, do we trust Saleh to turn things around, or will his past failures make Mark Davis hesitate? Furthermore, Saleh's desire to return to the head coaching position is evident, he wants redemption. But it is worth questioning whether he is prepared to take on our difficult situation. The Raiders are in a crisis moment, and while Saleh is undeniably a talented coach, the franchise's troubled history may make this a high-risk, high-reward proposition. As the Raiders assess their next steps, they need to decide whether Saleh is the solution to their defensive problems or if they should seek a fresh start elsewhere. Time is running out. With the 2025 season drawing to a close, it is clear the Raiders need change, and they need it fast. However, even if we solve the coaching issue, that's only half the battle. Although the search for a new coach is crucial, another critical aspect for the team's future lies in its roster. With the defense needing immediate attention, the Raiders also desperately need to strengthen their offense, particularly the wide receiver group, which has been a major, glaring weak point this entire season. While the future of the coaching staff remains uncertain, the Raiders know that survival goes far beyond the sideline. Solving the offense has become an absolute priority after another frustrating season, and that is exactly why a move outside the market could change the course of events. While the Raiders continue their search for a new head coach, they are also looking to make significant improvements to their roster personnel. One area that has been a disaster in 2025 is the offense, particularly the passing game. Despite some promising flashes here and there, the Raiders currently have the worst scoring offense in the NFL. Let that sink in. The worst. Their passing game has struggled to get going, and the lack of talent at the wide receiver position has been a major factor in the team's offensive problems. With only 2 games remaining in the season, the Raiders' attention now turns to the upcoming offseason and the possibility of a major roster overhaul. So, here is the bombshell. Could George Pickens, the Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver, be the solution to the Raiders' offensive problems? This is the rumor that is catching fire. With Pickens likely to become a free agent in the coming months, the Raiders are in a prime position to make a signing that could reshape their offense for years to come. Pickens has been one of the most productive receivers in the NFL this season. We are talking about 1,342 yards earned. He ranks 3rd in the league in receiving, and his contract expires at the end of the season. The Raiders desperately need a true, number 1 winner, a guy who demands the ball, and Pickens could be exactly the player they are looking for. His ability to stretch the field with his speed and his talent for making impossible, game-winning plays could give the Raiders' passing attack the boost it needs. Look at our current receiving core, it lacks a true alpha option. Trey Tucker, the team's leading receiver right now, is still developing. We have young guys like Jack Beck and Dante Thornton Jr. who are trying to find their way. But Pickens? With his impressive 16 yards per catch average, he represents an immediate, day-one improvement to the Raiders' offense. Imagine him paired up with our rookie sensation. He could be the perfect complement to tight end Brock Bowers, forming a dynamic duo in the passing game that defensive coordinators would actually have to lose sleep over. But let's talk business. Signing Pickens won't be cheap. According to Spotrac, Pickens' market value is estimated at around $122.9 million over 4 years. That equates to about $30.7 million per year. This would make him one of the highest-paid wide receivers in the NFL. Do we have the money? Fortunately, the Raiders have plenty of salary cap space, with approximately $15 million available immediately and more that can be cleared, putting them in a strong position to make a significant offer. However, there is a potential complication we cannot ignore. While Pickens is undeniably talented, he has had some off-field issues during his career. His time with the Pittsburgh Steelers was marked by controversy, which led to his transfer to the Dallas Cowboys. Despite having a successful season in Dallas, his past may raise some concerns for teams like the Raiders, who have had their own historic problems with high-profile players and big personalities. So, here is the question of the day, and I want you to be brutally honest in the comments below. With the possible arrival of Robert Saleh as the new coach and the potential signing of George Pickens to strengthen the offense, do you believe the Raiders will finally find the stability needed to rebuild their team, or is this just another recipe for drama and disaster? Let me know your opinion. We have to ask, will Pickens be able to stay focused and continue playing at a high level? Or will his troubled past cause problems for the Raiders? The Raiders have an uneven track record in signing elite receivers. We have to admit it. Although they've had some notable successes, they've also experienced massive failures. Think about Antonio Brown. Think about Randy Moss. Even the Davante Adams era brought high expectations, but the Raiders struggled to get the most out of these players due to quarterback issues and coaching instability. Will they be able to break this cycle and find success with Pickens? The team will have to carefully assess whether he fits the desired profile, not only on the field but also off of it. It's a gamble. But at 2-13, maybe a gamble is exactly what we need. We are staring at a completely new era. A defensive mastermind in Robert Saleh potentially patrolling the sidelines, bringing that 49ers intensity to Vegas. A true deep threat superstar in George Pickens potentially lining up wide, taking the top off the defense and opening up the middle for Brock Bowers. It sounds good on paper. It sounds exciting. But as Raiders fans, we know that, winning the offseason, doesn't always translate to winning games. But one thing is certain, the status quo is over. This season has been a wake-up call. The loss to the Texans was the final nail in the coffin of the current regime. Changes are coming. Big, expensive, franchise-altering changes. I want to know what you think about this roadmap. Is Saleh the guy? Is Pickens the guy? Or should we blow it all up and start from scratch with rookies? I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news as soon as these rumors turn into facts. Raider Nation, keep your heads up. The off-season is about to get crazy.